get you guys loose today. Feeling good. All right, and clock just struck 11:15. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So welcome to class again, everybody. My name is Alex, health fitness specialist at the McLean location. I will be your instructor today for Stable and Capable, where we work on stability and strengthening. All right, so grab your light weights, less than 10 pounds, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, so we're gonna warm up. Come to the end of your mat, walk out, and back. Don't forget to start your workout on your watch if you haven't already, or your phone. All right, we got 5 walkouts. Want to go ahead and bring the left leg up and twist. So we got 3 more. Switch and walk it back. Do your best to keep your legs straight. You can bend your knees a little bit if you need to, but do your best to keep your legs straight. We got 1 more. Then we'll get into our monkey squat. And all the way back. Bring your hands on, grab your ankles or bring those fingers under your toes. Squat down, push it back. Squat down, push it back. Do your best to keep your back flat. Keep the torso as flat as you can. We got 2 more. 1 more. All right. Let's go ahead, walk out onto your palms, butt and feet. Bring the hips up. Right arm comes up and over and switch. Got 5 reps. There's 1. This move should be a little bit easier for you guys, much easier for you guys, since we've been doing it. And we've been doing a lot of hip thrusts. As you see, we're doing more today. Bring those hips all the way up. Get your eyes and head around. Last one. All right, walk up. Arm circles to the front. We'll be starting off with the shoulder today. Reverse it. We're going to be doing internal and external rotation on our sides, and then we will get into some shoulder presses. Come out to the front and open. All right, come into some squats. Keep that chest up, shoulders back. Grip the ground. As always, I'm in my socks. If you can, I would encourage you to take your shoes off. All right, here we go. Coming up to butt kicks. Up to high knees. Bring it back down. Jumping jacks. All right. 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. All right, so our first move, grab your weight. You just need 1 dumbbell. We're gonna be doing internal and external rotation on our side. We're gonna start off with external rotation on the right arm. So grab your weight, lean on your left. You're gonna turn your dumbbell so the ends are going up and down. And you're going to keep the elbow tight to your body and externally rotate raise that weight up, back down to the floor, and up. All right, so we got 12 reps each side. 5. Do your best to keep that elbow in your side. 10, 11. Don't drop the weight on the ground either. Switch it up. So as you rotate that arm down, avoid coming in contact with the ground. All right, that way you can keep the tension on the muscles we want to exercise. You want all the motion to come from the shoulder. Elbow is tight. Hold it at 90 degrees. 2 more. 11. Nice and slow. 12. All right, now we go to internal rotation. So you're back on your left side. You're going to put the weight in your left hand. The weight is still at 90 degrees. What you're going to do is now bring your forearm so it's across your torso like so, and lower it back down to the ground. All right? 2, 3. This way it shouldn't be hard at all to keep the elbow tight to the body because we're leaning on it. 7, 8. But of course you still want to make sure you keep it tight. 11, 12. Switch it on over. We're aiming at the small muscles in our shoulder. So keep that elbow tucked so you don't feel like you're doing a curl. Yes, our bicep is helping us out, but not by much. 7, 8, 9. You can turn the weight sideways so you can get deeper. And there's 12. All right. So now we've got a shoulder press for 1 minute. All right, so grab your weight. Now you can add your weight up higher if you want to do the overhead press. I'm going to be using my kettlebell. It's heavier, so I'll be going halfway and halfway. Halfway on one arm, halfway on the other. Keep those the elbows tucked as you press. Keep the tension in your shoulders. All right, so here we go. 1 minute of overhead press. Let's go. So press up, bring it back down. You can bring it all the way down by your side if you want, or if you want, you can just come down to 90 and press. All right. If you want to, if you have a dumbbell, you can kind of orient yourself 2 different ways. You can come here, or you can come here. Whichever one you want to do, it doesn't matter. There's no particular way. I want you guys to execute that right now. We're just going for a simple overhead press. We've got 3 rounds, and we're more than halfway there, so go ahead and switch. Don't press your watch either, Alex. Do your best to keep your shoulders square, your torso upright, and reduce the arch in your back. Okay. So go ahead and grab your weight. We're coming right back on our sides. External rotation. All right. Weights in the right hand. Arm is at 90 degrees. I got my weights going up and down. You can keep them flat if you want as well. It's okay. Doesn't matter. But you will give yourself more range of motion if you turn your palm up and down. That naturally turns the head of your shoulder into external rotation. Try not to use momentum either. Slow it down. 12 reps. If you can only do 10, that's fine too. Last one. All right, switch it up. Internal or external rotation on the left side. I'm left-handed, so this is, left side is much easier for me. Still a challenge, but the right side is noticeably harder. Again, take your time, don't rush it. All right. Internal rotation, leaning on the left side this time with the weight in the left hand. Arm is at 90 degrees. Keep that elbow nice and tight to your body. And bring your forearm up and across like so. We got 12 reps. Slow and steady. 10, 11, and 12. We got curls coming later in the month. We'll be doing some isos along with some slow tempo curls if you like curls. You almost want to push your elbow into the ground to get some additional tension going on for the internal rotation exercise. 10, 11, 12. All right. So we got to do both to balance it out. And we're back on the overhead press. Grab the weight. 1 minute. Here we go. I am left-handed, so I try to start off with my right hand. I would encourage you to start off with your weak side for the overhead press. So that way you're conscious of starting on your weak side. Your body will make the adjustment. Halfway there. Do your best, keep the torso upright, keep it stable, try not to lean to the right side if you're pressing with your left. Keep your core tight, just keep the rib cage down. All right, we got one more, here we go. On the run, if you need to take a break, take a break. Otherwise, we're going to keep it moving. All right. Last time for our shoulders here. Remember, keep that elbow nice and tight. Push that elbow into your body. Keep that arm at 90. 10. 11. Keep those shoulder blades back as well. 12. Just like you're setting up for a row, you want to kind of set your shoulders up for the external rotation the same way. As you pull, you bring your shoulders back, but you're going to try to keep it pasted, pulled in the pulled back position, the retractor position. One. Okay. Internal rotation. Weights in the left arm on the left side. Bring those shoulders back. Press that elbow into the body and into the mat. Bring that forearm up and across your torso. does it. And 12. Switch it up. Working those small muscles in the shoulder. Should definitely feel the activity of those muscles now. Pressing that elbow into the mat and into the floor. Easy does it. 11, 12. All right, last time around for that shoulder press. Here we go. Start off with your weak side. All right. And if you can, if you need to, you can stagger your stance. Otherwise, do what you can to have your feet even. Halfway there, switch it up. Keep those abs nice and tight. Keep the rib cage down. Keep the tension right in your shoulder. If you want, you can even do it kneeling. All right. And time. All right. Grab some water if you need. Go ahead and demo what we got coming up. So next we have our deep kneeling lunge and the hip thrust with the curl. All right, so deep kneeling lunge, as it sounds, you're gonna come kneel into a lunge and you're going to bring your hips forward. We're really focusing on that back leg. All right, because we're going into hip extension with the hip thrust, you're gonna wanna push your hips as far forward as possible so that you can get your leg into a passive hip extension as possible. Squeeze that glute, all right? So we have 5 reps, 5 pumps, 5 reps. Lean forward, squeeze that glute. We're gonna hold it for 6 seconds, come back, and repeat. Same on the other side. All right, for the heel slides, they're curls. So you're gonna bring your butt to the edge of the mat, grab some, I would say take your shoes off here so you can have your heels slide on your carpet or on your hardwood floor. Bring the hips up, slide your legs all the way down till your hips hit the ground. Bring the knees in and hip thrust and repeat. All right, we have a minute worth of hip thrust slides. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Bring your right knee up. We're gonna push forward. Keep your torso upright. Push that chest forward. Bring the shoulders back. Squeeze the glute. We're gonna hold for 6 seconds. 5, 6. Release the glute. Come back and repeat. Push forward. Squeeze the glute. Hold. 6. Release. Come back. If you need to, you can kind of tap on your glute to cue it. Squeeze and hold. You can even get a slight lean back to get some additional stretch there in the front and release. Come back. Trying to open up the anterior, the front side. Push forward of the hip so that we can get into hip extension a little bit easier. All right. So think of the scorpion kicks we did last week. Release. I think that's 4. Repeat. Squeeze. Really want to feel the stretch in that front part of your hip. Relax. Last one. Squeeze. Let that front knee come to the side as you lean forward. Relax. And switch. Lean forward. Squeeze that right glute. Lean back a little if you can. Front knee goes to the side and relax. Lean forward. Squeeze. glutes if you can. Squeeze both glutes. And relax. Repeat. If you feel the stretch in the front part of your hip, you're doing excellent. And come back. Lean. Last one. And relax. All right, so go ahead. If you have some sliders or some plastic bags, you can use those. If you have a floor, I would just suggest going in your socks. That should be enough. And just sliding on your floor surface. All right, so we're gonna come down to hip thrust position. Bring the hips up. We'll start our timer. Bring the hips up. Push the feet out till the hips drop. Bring the heels in and press back up. We're gonna repeat. All right, these are curl negatives. Hamstring curl negatives. We're just adding in a hip thrust. So really feel these in your hamstrings and in your glutes. All right, so keep your glutes squeezed as hard as you can as you go through this movement. All right, hips up. Slide those heels out nice and slow. Gently rest your butt back onto the floor. Keep those glutes squeezed, all right? The hamstrings and the glutes like to work together. So that's what we're trying to do here. We're going from glute dominant. As we bring our heels out, we transfer into hamstring dominant. Time. All right, bring it back up. Right back to those kneeling, the kneeling lunges. Here we go. Bring the hip forward, squeeze that glute. 4, 5, 6, and bring it back. Again, you can palpate, bring the hips forward, palpate the glute, kind of tap it so you can understand where you're trying to get tension. And bring it back. Bring the hips forward, squeeze. Really squeeze, all right? Don't undersell that squeeze. Okay? Bring it back. And lean forward. Bring that front knee to the right. Don't forget, front knee comes lateral to the side. Bring it back. Last one. Lean forward and squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And bring it back. Switch legs. And if you can, I would suggest you bring your toe up. Lean forward. Squeeze both glutes so that way you can get some tension kind of coming through your entire leg without having to sacrifice any activation at the glute. Repeat. Press those hips forward. Squeeze. Really squeeze. Going for activation. Going for activation. Bring it back. Forward. Squeeze. And bring it back. Last one. Forward. Squeeze. Really squeeze. And bring it back. All right, here we go. Back to the heel slides. And of course, if you're strong enough, you can always add weight to this move as well. Here we go. Hips come up. Heels go out. Like I said, if you want, you can add weight right here on your pelvis, if you would like. Nice and slow. Do your best to control it. Fight gravity, like we always say. Should really feel this in your hamstrings. We'll work on that part later. But I would definitely suggest, if you don't have any actual gliders, furniture sliders work really well. You can also just grab like a hand towel a little rag if you're not really using it for anything special, or you can just do what I'm doing. All right, which is just have your socks sliding onto the floor. All right, so here we go, last one. Bring that left knee up, get that back toe into the mat, bring the hips forward, squeeze, and squeeze, squeeze, bring it back. So hopefully this will also relieve some of your knee pain. Squeeze, and bring it back. If you need to, pad your knees up right here, lean forward, squeeze, really squeeze, bring it back. Forward, squeeze. Last one. Squeeze. Bring it back. Switch it up. Leaning forward. Squeeze. Both glutes, both glutes. Got my toe up. Bring it back. Constantly try to lift that back toe up so you can carry tension throughout your whole leg. Front and back. Bring it back. Push those hips forward. Squeeze. Bring it back. Good. Forward. Again, you can get a slight back lean in there if you're able to. Last one. Squeeze. Bring it back. All right. Last minute. Here we go. Hips coming up, heels going out. This is also kind of indirectly working the core. Squeeze your core and your glutes at the same time to keep your hips, your pelvis elevated. Keep your toes pointed up as well. Try to hold the same speed all the way down. If it gets harder, the closer your hips get to the ground, that's good. But do your best to hold it off. Keep those glutes and abs nice and tight. Keep those toes pointed upward. All right? Remember, lift those hips as high as you can. Squeeze those glutes nice and hard. And time. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Good, good. So I hope that those moves have been challenging to you guys so far. All right, we're going to keep it moving. Grab some water if you need. Next move, we're working on the back. Our back, we have supine retraction holds and bent over shoulder abduction. Okay? So, sounds fancy, very simple. You're going to come on your back. You can have your knees bent like this, or you can have them straight. All you're going to do is you're going to pull from the ceiling, elbows into the ground like you're doing a row, and keep pushing into the ground till you lift your torso, and we're going to hold. Again, you can have your legs bent or straight. Okay? Whichever one that you want to do. All right, so you're going to pull your shoulder blades back, pop the chest out, and hold. All right, so you're doing a row into the floor, essentially. Your body will get heavy, trust me. And then for our second move, you're going to flip over, grab your weight. We're going to do what's called bent over shoulder abduction. So you're going to come over into this position here, bring the weight out to the side, and on the other side as well. We got 1 minute of that. All right? So here we go. 1 minute of both, actually. We're going to come up and down. So we're going to rep it out. So lift, shoulder blades coming back, lower, slow into the mat. And lift, hold, come down nice and slow. Lift, hold, come down, nice and slow. All right, play around with the width. You can have your elbows flared out. You can have them in as tight as you can get them. Or you can have them right in the middle. And again, as you lower your body, keep pushing into the ground. Okay? It's kind of like a negative. So push, shoulders coming back. We don't want the shoulders rounded. Push those shoulders into the mat. All right, so flip it on over. Grab your weight. We're gonna go right into our arm abduction. Here we go. So we're working the core indirectly with both of these moves. As always, fight gravity on your way down. And you want to keep your shoulder blade pulled backward as best as you can. Keep your arm straight, mostly straight, not locked out, but you do want to have it mostly straight. Fight gravity on the way down. And if you're able to, you can twist your weight so that the weight is going up and down. Do what you can to keep your torso square, pointing toward the floor. You don't want to be twisting as you do your exercise. Keep your torso square to the ground. We want all the movement coming out of the shoulder. All right. Here we go. Right back to the floor row, that supine floor row. All right. Elbows into the ground, lower down nice and slow. As you lower down, keep your shoulder blades back. Don't let those shoulders roll forward. Halfway there. And if you want, you can even try to hold it. Again, shoulders must be back. You do not want to be rounded in the shoulder. Shoulders must be back. And if you bring your legs in, make it a little bit more harder on your core. Again, shoulders must be back all the way, retracted as far as you can get them, and hold. Flip it right on over. Here we go. Going right into our abduction here. Keeping those shoulders square, facing the floor. And again, if you can, you're going to turn your palms facing in front of you. And as you lift, just come out so that your arms are parallel to the floor. All right, you don't want to come way up here. You don't want to come too low. Just parallel to the floor, and you're good to go. Fight gravity, fight gravity. We're gonna, as we go forward, we're gonna try and move or build all directions into this one motion by coming forward, backward, to the side, and at both 45-degree angles. To help strengthen our straight-armed strength. All right, one more to go. Whew. We're gonna keep it moving. Grab some water if you need. All right. Elbows, drive them into the ground. like you're doing a row. Lower that body down nice and slow. Forgot to show you guys a trick. You can grab like a towel and hold the towel and pull. Grip the towel in your hands and pull back. It'll make you feel like you're doing a real row, since you have something tangible. We are also using our core here. Woo. All right, flip it over, last one. And we got one coupled exercise after this. Here we go. That burn should definitely be building up by now, but I know you guys can handle it. Let's work through it. If you need to, spread your knees further apart so you have a better base, so you reduce the tendency to lean to one side if you're having those issues. Keep that core tight as you lift. And if you, let's say you don't have the weights that you want, I would say go in the fridge, grab like a glass of, I don't have mayo, but if you have mayo, some mayo, a Smucker's, some jelly or something. Water bottles. I'm sure you guys have some water thermoses. All right. Ooh, good Lord, that burns. Last move. We're gonna get into some leg exercises now. So we have squat rocks with knee transfers. I'll show you guys. Those are a little unique. And then we have a slow squat. Self-explanatory. Excellent. So you're gonna grab a dumbbell. Doesn't matter how heavy it is. It doesn't have to be really heavy. It doesn't have to be really light. Just something just enough for you to notice the weight. This is going to be more so for our core and our range of motion / coordination than anything. All right. So you're going to lift your weight. You're going to squat down. Drop your weight on your left knee gently. Then lift and bring that weight over to your right knee gently. And you're going to repeat. Lift and drop. Lift and drop. All right. So obviously the heavier it is, the little bit more challenging it will be. But what we're doing is we're challenging the bottom position of our squat. We're gonna go from that move straight into slow squats. You can drop your weight when you do the slow squats, or you can hold on to it. If you hold on to it, it'll be a bigger and better challenge, and you'll end up doing a little bit more work. All right. So here we go. We got 10 of those lift and drops, the switches, the knee transfers. 10 of those. And then we're going to 1 minute of the slow squats. All right, so here we go. All right, so drop it down. Squeeze those abs and those glutes. 2, 3. Just get as low as you can go. 4. You don't have to get as low as I am. Just get as low as you can go. 5. 6, 7, coordination and core work. 8, 9, 10. Right into our slow squats. And 1 minute of slow squats. You can do it with the weight or without. All right. So coming down nice and slow. Parallel to the floor and up. All right, so grip the ground with your toes. I would recommend you bring your weight up to your chest, so that way you can have some counterbalance so that you can lean back a little bit more in your squat. And of course, you don't have to have weight if you don't want to. But if you're able to, I would definitely recommend it. Screw your feet into the ground. Push those knees out as you drop down. Breathe. And sign. All right, so we have time for one more, and then we'll go ahead and cool down. All right, so we'll go for 10 more reps of the squat with the knee transfers. And then we will go with 1 more minute of the slow squat, and then we'll cool down. All right, so here we go. And here we go, 10 reps, knee transfers. Drop it down. Don't slam that weight on your knees either. Drop it down nice and easy. 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep those glutes nice and tight. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 minute, slow squats. Here we go. 1 minute and we're done. Let me know what you guys enjoyed today, what you didn't enjoy. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. These 2 moves, I saved them for last because they're the hardest. Whew. Remember, slow squats, slow squats. Try to get 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. Keep that weight, if you have it, up by the chest to help you keep your body upright. Squeeze those glutes and thighs as you come up. Screw those feet into the ground. Keep it up, guys. All right. And we are all done. Good job, guys. Go ahead, come back down to the mat. Big breaths, control your breathing. Come right into child's pose. All right, we're gonna take advantage of our quads being warm. Try to get your heels to your butt, flatten your foot out, and press your chest down as much as you can to the floor. Extend those arms, reach, reach, reach. We're gonna go ahead and thread the left arm under and through the right arm. And switch. Bring the right arm, thread it through the left. Reach, reach, reach. You can pull it, pull on it if you want. And switch again. Pull on that left arm. And come into tabletop. We're gonna bring the hips down, come into cobra, squeeze those glutes, stretch out the abs. And come up into down dog. Bring those heels down, walk back, stretch out the hamstrings. Walk it forward, bring the hips back down into a cobra. Squeeze. And reverse it. Drop those heels to the ground. Squeeze those quads. Big breath, walk all the way up. Bring the right arm up and over. Big breath. Pull, pull, pull. relax, and switch. Switch one more time. Make sure you keep on breathing. Switch again. Get that elbow nice and high. Relax. Bring that right arm over. Pull. And switch. And relax. So thank you guys for joining me today. Feel free to go back, watch this video again, work on some of those exercises. We will see them again in the future. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, let me know what you guys thought. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. And I hope to see you guys next week for our Stable and Capable class next Tuesday. All right, so holla.